Hi, I'm Sammy Kidd from Snowbee, and I've come here today to share with you some of the new products from Snowbee for this coming season. Most of which you will find in the Sportfish catalogue, not all of them, because with supply issues we've had over the last couple of years, it's been difficult to get them in on time and make the new catalogue. However, any products that are not in the catalogue will be on the website. We have been working hard, and we've got some great new products to show you. One of those products I'm really keen to share with you is the new range of Spectre Pro fly rods. Before that, however, what I'd like to do is have a look at the new XS fly lines that we've been working on, and then we can have a look at some clothing and some other items I brought with me too. At Snowbee, we have three main ranges of fly lines. We've got the classic fly lines, which are our budget end of fly line. They're retail for about £30. They're available in a floating, an intermediate, and a fast sink option as well. Really, really good for people starting out. Many of you will be probably familiar with the thistledown fly lines, which we brought in a couple of years ago. Originally, we brought in a fly line that was from 2 to 5 weight, and then we added more recently one with 5 to 7, and the most recently is a 1 to 4 weight line. These are twin colour lines. They retail at £64.99, and the unique thing with these fly lines is that they cover a range of rod sizes. So we started off originally with a 2 to 5 weight. That will work on any rod, 2, 3, 4 or 5 weight. Then we've got a 5 to 7, which is 5, 6 or 7, which is perfect on a still water, something like this. And then for those guys that like fishing on the small rivers, we've got the 1 to 4 weight. So anything from a 1, 2, 3 or 4 weight rod. Still twin colour. This is a much shorter head on it and will perform perfectly on small rivers. Next up, I want to cover the XS fly lines. These are a single colour fly line. They're 90 foot in length with a 42.5 foot head, but a really delightful profile to cast in any conditions. In the single colour floating options, we've got the floating ivory. It has been our best fly line for a number of years, but we have improved it over the last 12, 15 months. We've made it slightly stiffer than it was before, therefore it's going to last slightly better than it did, and its casting performance is better than ever. But it's still a supple line with no memory, which has been a fantastic characteristic for Snowbee for many years now. We then have this year, we've now introduced an intermediate, which is 2.5 inches per second for fishing just subsurface. And then finally, we've got a fast sink option, which is 5 inches per second when you need to get down. Moving on from the XS fly lines, we move up to the XS Plus range of fly lines, which retail a little bit more. They're £64.99. And the XS Plus is a range of twin colour fly lines. So all our 2 colour lines fit into the XS Plus range. Probably one of the most popular of all of those is the Buzzer fly line, which many people know. But what we've done in the last 12-18 months is introduced a new Buzzer 2 fly line, and exactly the same as the Buzzer 1, but it's a 10-foot head on there, so it gives you that extra opportunity to fish a little bit deeper. And one of the main benefits of the Buzzer fly lines in particular, instead of getting those little jag takes which on a floating line when you're buzzer fishing, for example, and all of a sudden there's nothing there, it actually comes to a lock-up, and that's almost like a bolt rig, which you might experience in carp fishing, for example. So the fly line itself is locking in the water when the fish takes the fly, and it's hooking itself, which is a really big benefit. And that's where the Buzzer one's been particularly useful. And then we've got the full body intermediate line, which is this one here, which we call the hover line. This sinks at a sink rate of 1.5 inches per second. So it's quite a slow sinking rate, but it's phenomenally successful, especially when you're fishing just close to the surface or you want to fishing something like a washing line. Excellent line, we're calling it the Hover. It fits into our 2 colour range, so it's an XS Plus fly line. It's got a 90 foot in total length and a 42.5 foot head, and exactly the same profile as we have for our XS floating fly line, which most people will know. What we've now developed over the last couple of years and added to again this year is the range of Spectre distance casting fly lines. The traditional XS and XS Plus are 90 foot in total length with a 42.5 foot head. That's our characteristic profile, if you like. The new Spectre fly lines, however, are 120 foot total length and a 47 foot head. And in that 47 foot, we've extended the back taper to 7 to 8 feet. So when you're actually casting it, if you can double haul, you can actually extend the amount of line at the length of the rod, at the tip of the rod, I should say, and actually develop a much longer cast if that's what you're really looking to try and achieve. I've got 4 options. We've got the floating line at the top end. We've then introduced this year a sink tip option at 2.5 inches per second. It's a 10-foot sink tip, a little bit like the Buzzer 2, but it's a 2.5 inches per second as opposed to something under 2. We've then now got a full intermediate, so the 47-foot head on there, the full head on the 47 feet of this one is now 2.5 inches per second as well. And then at the top end, we've got the Spectre Fast Sink, which is 5 inches per second, and when you really want to get down. So if you want distance and get down, you've got the full options right across the Spectre board. I have with me here a couple of fabulous new Spectre Pro fly rods. The new rods we brought into the range this year, following on from what we've had in the past, and particularly from the Prestige range, where we were really successful last year in being given the accolade of the best new saltwater fly rod in Europe in 2022. But this is coming now to replace our old Spectre RMX range, which used to have the microwave rings at the bottom here. We've actually taken them off, but what we have done as well was we've spent a lot of work on the blanks. They're still unground, which gives them a lot of strength for weight, in proportion to the weight, I should say. And we've also changed the colour of them. They're in a lovely, like a silver grey material today, with black finishing, a black whip finish, and then a silver edge to that as well. So smart looking rods, very light to hand. This is a 6 weight. The other one here I have is a 7. And interestingly, we've put a full Wells on this handle, but people are looking to fish lighter. So in the past, we've done 9 foot 6 weights, we've done a 10 foot 6 weight, but this is completely new to us, and it's the 9.5 foot 6. Some people have said it's already been tested by a number of people, and the feedback we've had on it has been sensational. Some have said it's perhaps the best new fishing rod we've ever made, which is quite an accolade to receive, to be honest with you, and a great endorsement in that respect. But 9 foot 6, not something I've particularly used myself before, but as a casting tool, it's phenomenal. I can comfortably cast on the 6 or the 7 weights a full excess fly line with a single back haul if I need to do that. I know the new lines themselves actually help enormously, and I will say as well at this point, it really does help to have a matching fly line with a matching rod in terms of line weights. If you've got a 6 weight rod, put the excess 6 weight line on there. If you've got a 7 weight, put a 7 on. I know some people like to overweight them at sometimes. It overworks the rod at the end of the day. You don't need to do that. You can slow your cast down. You don't need to put any effort in there. These rods are so responsive today. They're absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to be using them in competition this year. In summary, no, these are not the Prestige GXS graphene rods at the top of the range for us, which themselves were game-changing and still are today. Graphene is an exceptional material. They are, however, 36 to 40 ton carbon in a very modern style, and the best fly rods we've ever made outside of the graphene. In terms of value for money, exceptional. And if I had to choose one from the range, I would probably pick the 9 foot 6 6 weight. It's awesome, and many people have told us so already. One of the issues we've struggled with for the last couple of years since COVID has been availability of product and shipping restrictions and so on, and even the cost of shipping. It's made some of our products extremely expensive just to get them into the marketplace and to get product availability and get materials as well. However, one such product was this product I have here. This is what called our Extreme jacket. It did extremely well in the summer in the late autumn, I should say, rather than summer last year. When this was reviewed for the first time. New product to us now, and it's 425 gram fill, which is actually it's a class leading fill if you like. It's got great zips on here. It's extremely warm, very, very lightweight as well. And a number of people have said to us that it's something maybe we ought to consider doing in a gilet as well. Maybe we will. For the time being, it's available in a jacket. As I say, it's extremely warm. We've still got plenty of cold days left yet before we come round to this summer. It's extremely light, very stylish, extremely practical, and I love wearing it. One of the great new products into the clothing range for Snowbee this year has been the mini pack jacket. I'm actually wearing it now, but on a day like today, it's really handy to have to hand. Yesterday it was absolutely chucking it down with rain. I was wearing it then as well, and it kept me perfectly dry. Reason being, because the material itself is 10,000 millimeters waterproof. That's extremely waterproof. In fact, to say how much, it's the same as my waders, that's 10,000 millimeters. It's also breathable, and it's extremely lightweight. And something else as well, it comes extremely compact. The whole jacket will fit into a bag this size. You can either put it on your belt, which you can if you want to, or you can put it in your fly vest, for example, which reminds me of something else I would like to show you. One of probably the best new products we've designed now in the last year has been the all seasons fly vest. And it's all seasons because this too is waterproof. The material on the outside here is completely waterproof. It's also got some really nice compact and comfortable padding here on the shoulders for weight when you have got material in there, and the pockets full of flies obviously. There are plenty of pockets on the front for flies, leader material. You've also got some elasticated areas here to put your fly sink and fly floatant, etc. On the back, however, it's quite a unique design to us because Although the fly vest itself was modelled very much on our Geo, which we've had for many years now, it's considerably less expensive than the Geo jacket itself, but it has some extra features too. One of them being here at the back. This is great, being waterproof when you need it to be, so you can wear it on the outside if you want on your clothing. But also this bit comes off. So in the summer months, as we've seen the last couple of years, when it gets very warm, this will come off. And when it does so, like so, you've got a totally ventilated back. So when it's nice and warm and sunny and hot in the summer and we still want to go fishing and we're walking around, we've got some ventilation here, which is absolutely paramount. However, when it does so, there's also somewhere here where you can put a waterproof jacket, as in your mini pack, for example, like this. You can also put one rolled up in there if you wanted to, or you can also carry there some spare reels, some spare spools, or whatever you might want to, or even a sandwich as well if you wanted. So there you have it. It's a great jacket. We've got it in all different sizes. We call it the all seasons jacket for obvious reasons, and it's priced under £100, so considerably cheaper than the Geo vest, which we've had for a long time now, and exceptional value. One of the best new products in the Snowbee range have been the Ranger folding nets. This actually is the smallest of them. They've all got a rubber mesh. They've all got a similar clip on the handle, and they all fold and clip here, and it's very secure as well. The two larger ones, they've got a slightly bigger bag, of course, but they've also got a folding telescopic net handle too. And that's on a twist and lock mechanism, and with the foam handle like this one's got. So really comfortable, very practical, and for use in all applications. This is the smallest in the series, and designed primarily for rivers, and as I say, it fits neatly onto your belt. The medium-sized one is probably our best seller, to be honest with you, and that's ideal for river fishing if you want to, but you can also use it on still waters like this, and it does have the telescopic handle. And then there's the largest in the series, which is perfect for lock style fishing. It's great for the boat. You could use it for salmon and sea trout if you wanted to as well. And again, as I say, that's got a folding net handle and retails for about £55. As a competition fisherman, the closest product to the fish is obviously the fly. The next closest product is your leader material. And for me, it's absolutely imperative that I use a good leader material that's extremely reliable. We introduced the new fluorocarbon. We call it Gold Super Fluorocarbon. It's what it says it is. It's available in 5.5, 6.5, 7.5, 8.5 and 10.5 pound in 50 metre spools. And it's also available in 100 metre spools as well. The product itself is really smooth. It is what it says it is in terms of diameter. And for knot strength, it's fantastic, absolutely brilliant. There are various different knots that people like to use, one of which you can see on our website, which is called the JB knot, which I used to put my flies on with. Really secure, and using this material, because it's so smooth, just wet it down and you can really rely on your knots at the same time. So there you are. I've tried to give you a brief insight into some of the new products this year, some of the great new products that we've introduced and been working on for the last 12 months or so. You will find them on the catalogue, you'll find them on the website, and yeah, do give them a try. I'm sure you'll be really pleased. They're extremely reliable and great value at the same time.